Hello everyone. It's me again. Now I'm gonna try to do this fast. This is my second attempt. I talked too much in my first version, so I'm gonna keep it as short as possible. Afterwards, the recaps for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City will be alone in one video, same for OC, etc. Let's start with the first thing before I forget. So, reminder, we have new season starting for The Real Housewife of New York City on the 1st of October, airing on the 2nd in UK on Hey You. We have next date is Real Housewives of Potomac, starting on the 7th of October in the US. And then Below Deck Sailing starts on the 8th of October and the next day in the UK. And then The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it says coming soon. So I don't know how soon will it be, end of October, so in about a month's time, or in November. I have a gut feeling it will be November, but I'm hoping a bit earlier. We will see. So that you have the dates, put them in your calendar, and let's get starting with this. So I'm starting with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Their first episode of season 5 started last week on Wednesday. So in the US, the second episode will air tonight and will be on Hey You tomorrow morning in the UK. So, first episode, we have a new cast member, and it's Brownwyn Newport. She's the second on the far right, and we have Mary Cosby, the second on the far left, that is coming back. I'm just going to start from left to right. So on the left, you have Angie Katsaneves, the Greek descended lady. I like her. We'll have to see what happens in this season. I liked her with the apologies she wanted on that scroll from Meredith. Was it Meredith? I have issues. I never know which one is Lisa Barlow and which one is Meredith. But we have to wait and see how this goes. Not very confident, especially that she turns up at Lisa Barlow's Pesos dinner with, oh my, strange Mary Cosby, who was in the last season a friend of the show, who didn't have much nice things to say about her. So I hope Angie will have a bit of a nicer season this year. Let's see what's happening. Then, the second one is Mary Cosby. She is an OG, but she left after season 3. Came in last year as a friend of the show, and this season she's back as a full cast member. From day one, I didn't like her. She looks down on people. She thinks she's better than anyone else. And she proves it again in her surprising Heather Gay so thin. She's very shallow. I don't like her. I don't like her. But perhaps Angie will bring a better side of her out. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what's happening in this season. Then we have Lisa Barlow. I'm sorry, I don't have much sympathy for her. I don't really like her. I can't explain it why. She hasn't done anything to me, but these are, the feelings you have when you watch these shows. You have your favorites or you don't have your favorites. Then in the middle, we have Heather Gay, looking amazing. She lost a lot of weight. I think what she said last week, she had surgery. So I had surgery as well over 25 years ago. Unfortunately, if she had a gastric bypass like I had, um, they keep you in a good shape for about 10 years. So, yeah, she looks amazing. I'm a bit disappointed. I feel like she she turns on people. But hey, it's only the first episode, so I really would love to see her friends with Whitney again. I did like their relationship. They were like sisters, so I hope this will come back. But let's wait and see. Then we have Meredith Marks after Heather on this picture. Meredith, yeah, I probably dislike her because I feel like she comes across a bit nasty. And in the first few seasons, she was best friends with Lisa Barlow, so that plays a role. And the same vice versa with Lisa Barlow. Then we have the new cast member, Brownway Newport. I don't know much about her. What I read in her bio on this article, you can find it on deadline.com. Um, she was brought up in the Mormon church. I think she was, how you say that, discommunicated? Something like that. Anyway, she was cut off the church. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Um, my first impression, I think I like her. I like her crazy and not extravagant. Yes, extravagant way how she arrived at this dinner. I really like that outfit. I thought it was funny. So we have to wait and see. She comes in as the friend of Lisa Barlow. So let's see how long it takes until Lisa Barlow turns her back on her. She does that a lot. And then at the end, on the far right, we have Whitney Rose. So I always liked Whitney, but she also has changed a little bit in the last few seasons. I think that's what these franchises do to these people. And you don't really, I have a feeling that they know each other, but they're not really friends. But I might be totally wrong. But it's good telly, right? So let's see what this season brings. And I'll do a recap tomorrow for episode 2 that is airing um, later today. Let's move on to, let's see the time. I'm looking at the time because my program is 30 minutes recording max. So, Real Housewife of Orange County. So, this has been going on since, quite a while. I don't remember. 11th of July. So, we're going towards the end of the season already. But yeah, let's start with Katie. Katie on the far left, new cast member. Uh, I think she comes in as a friend of Gina through Sutton from Beverly Hills. She comes in a little bit hot with this story about Heather Dubrow calling paparazzi to take picture wherever she is. To be honest with you, it's sometimes good that Heather's feathers are a bit brushed away, because yeah, we'll explain later. But I do like her. I do like her. But we will see what happens towards the end of the season. Then we have, sorry, Gina. Gina. I always liked her a lot, um, especially um, her friendship with Emily. They had some issues about 2 seasons ago, but I did like it. But at the beginning of when they started, they were too much friends, and it felt like they didn't make a big effort to know the others. This has changed with season and season and seasons, but um, yeah, she decided to ask Trevor to move, not Trevor, Travis to move out. But now she's crying because he's not around and she's missing him. Make your mind up, Gina. Really. So we'll see. I like her though a lot because she is especially concerned about Shannon, and that's good. Heather Dubrow. Never liked her, and I probably never will. I find her terrible. But she's good telling. She constantly talks down on people. She's condescending. She talks to them like they were her children. She interrupts them. She doesn't let them finish what they want to say. Like Katie, for example. She does the same last week with Emily. Yeah, bad, bad. Um, Move on quickly to Shannon. I always liked Shannon. I thought she was always funny with Tamra and Vicky. Um, she has a little bit this whingy thing, but yeah, she had. I think just after the last season finished, she had a DUI. It was not good. Then the breakup with John Jansen, that didn't help. Or the breakup was before the DUI. I can't remember. I think it was before. Yes, and she goes through a lot this season, and we'll explain a little bit later. Then Tamra. Tamra has always been my number one favorite on this show, and I was really disappointed and upset when she left the show. And then she came back 2 seasons ago. Um, and it was terrible. No, last season she came back, sorry. And it was really disappointing. She comes, I think she's always been a little bit of a shit stirrer, right? But it was good. It was for the show. It made good telly. She still does good telly because without her, perhaps we would only have one discussion of this season. But last season, she was on Jen's case with her fiance Ryan. Just let them live their lives. Um, she's very, very hard on Shannon, and how she takes it on, it's not the right way. In my eyes, it's very bad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed she left the three amigas. Yeah, we'll leave it to that. Just checking the time. And then Emily. Again, Emily and Gina. Emily, in the last few seasons, she has come out more. She is more vocal. She shares her opinion, if you like it or not. Sometimes, when she's drunk, she's quite vocal. Um, but that makes good telly as well. And she makes me laugh. And I want to address what happens last week. For the people who've never been overweight, you will not understand, but I do understand her point of view and the way she felt at this fashion show. Like I mentioned early on, I had a gastric bypass over 20 years ago. And I wish I would have done what I was told to do, and I didn't because at the time I didn't have the time, was to have counseling first to get your brain prepared for a weight loss or a quick weight loss. And I didn't do that. Now, the brain, as good as our brains are, they are not that fast to recognize that you have lost weight. So even though you see on your scale you lost 5, 10 pounds or whatever, your brain hasn't registered that, hasn't saved that in the memory yet. So you look in the mirror and you still see yourself or feel like you're fat. It's something that is quite complex to understand. And therefore, I understand where Emily comes from because it's not easy. And then you have to bring your jeans, and no one else has to. And, you start overthinking when perhaps you shouldn't have to. But that's the way she felt at the time. And please, when someone says that's how I felt, please, people, stop saying you shouldn't feel like that. Well, you shouldn't tell them not to feel like that. So, Heather Dubrow, again, you can see she was annoyed or not very happy about that, but she didn't seem to listen. She didn't listen the words. That's what bothers me. And she interrupted her again because she didn't listen until the end. The same as well when Emily mentioned the dress, the same dress Alexis wore. They didn't understand. They didn't let her explain. So that's why I'm trying to explain it. It's difficult, but that's the way it is. I have to make a move. So, Emily, and then we have Jen at the end. She is, I like her. She seemed to have a bit of a break from Tamra. So hopefully that will be continue like that. She seems to be friendly and friends with everyone. It's nice to see. So we're gonna see what happens. And at the end, we have a friend of the cast is of the show is Alexis Bellino. She used to be a OC housewife. She left, I don't know how many seasons ago. So she comes back to actually stir the pot and to make Shannon's life a misery. Because, yes, she's dating Shannon's ex, John Jansen. Now, I have to say, I never liked John Jansen, and I did more often believed her what she was saying about him. And look, if he really didn't want to be mentioned or seen on camera, he would make everything not to be. And now you see him with Alexis. Pictures are being taken. They're on social media. On Watch What Happens Live from Andy Cohen. He was there. He spoke out. He likes to be in the highlights, limelight, light, lime. Oh, anyway, sorry, it's because my time is starting to come to an end. So that is OC until now. Tomorrow night is the next episode. I don't know on which episodes we are now. And recap will be done on Friday, and I'll have a little bit more time to discuss. And now, for the last 10 minutes, I'm gonna go. I had to put a timer on. Below Deck Mediterranean. So, if you follow them, um, the last episode was aired on Monday evening. I was a bit annoyed that it's. I always feel the Below Decks are a bit shorter than any other franchise. So I like Captain Sandy. I'm a huge fan. I like how she tackles issues, how she speaks to customers or the guests. We did had guests that were quite annoying in one of the charters, and she tackled that very well. Huge diplomacy. Really, really like that. Really good captain. And obviously, at the end, sorry, there's a little fly that is annoying me. Um, her proposal to her girlfriend Leah, and then they showed a little bit of their wedding 8 months later. Very, very nice to see. So always don't forget with these shows, what we see now happened 8, 12 months prior. So there is a little bit of, a move. So it's never now, it's happened nearly a year ago. So we have new casts or crew. Apart from Aisha, that we all know. I don't know if you all are like me, but I do love Aisha. I like her energy. I like the way she interacts with the customers, even if they're the biggest pain in the backside. She is lovely. I like her. We've seen she started her chef stew career on the Down Under below deck. Really, really good. I love it on there. I loved her to coming back and on Mediterranean. Um, Actually, yes. So we know her for quite some time. Then the other one is Ellie. She was in the last season. I think she come. What's going on with my mouse? Ellie. Oh my god. I could do a video just about her, but I'll try to keep it short. Ellie, I'm sorry, I don't like you. You seem to think you're Doc's dinner, but you're not. Not near what Aisha is. You will have to learn a lot of things. At the moment, I agree with Aisha. She is not chef stew material, not at all. She has to learn how to react, how to interact, like Aisha does. She is firm but is friendly, and the way Ellie treated Brie at the beginning because of that bloke Joe, um, this Casanova, even though I agree, I do fancy him a little bit, too young for me anyway, but good looking bloke. But um, she says, "Oh, you broke the girl's code." They don't know each other that well yet, right? So there's not really girlfriends called there. Secondly, she told her, if I'm not mistaken, didn't she say, I'm your supervisor and I should have first go? Something like that. Don't take it, word by word what I'm saying, but that's how she came across. She really thinks she's top notch, and I'm sorry, she's not. She really is not top notch. So I'm really sorry to say that. So I'm gonna try to. I just have not long to go. So this is the Casanova. Joe, he did make a big mess because of Breed and Ellie both fancying him. He's a nice guy. I liked he could play piano, he could sing, dance. I saw. Um, yeah, funny guy. But hey, he needs to grow up a little bit. Jono, I really like Jono. I would love to see him in another show, in another season or the next season. But he needs to learn a little bit more. Perhaps go to cooking school, for top notch chefs or something like that. But he was good. And for the first time in all the below decks I watched until now, there was no shouting between Chef Stew and the chef. So good on him. Lovely man. Gail. Gail was is a deckhand. I like seeing women on deck and working there. It's not a man's job anymore. She had a little bit of emotional issues regarding love and her love life. It happens. She's young. It will happen again until you find the right one. And here some and that's Nathan. So the love interest of Gail, which started when she was having already a boyfriend who was far away somewhere, I think on another boat. That didn't work well. Then she went into a relationship with Nathan. And as far as I've been told, this is they went traveling after the finale, but they're not together anymore. So that's a pity because I like them. And here our lovely Aisha, what can I say? I think I like her. She's great with everyone. She does her best, even when she's really annoyed with someone. So good on her. I hope she comes back to Mediterranean. And as far as I know, there will be a new season for Down Under, and she will be back with the sexy captain, Ian the bosun. Well, I don't know what to say about him really. Captain Sandy said he was working hard. I find him a little bit lazy, but um, I don't know. Perhaps Captain Sandy didn't see what we saw on screen. So hopefully there will be a reunion and we will see what all these people have to say. So I will try to find out when that is. And then let's check the time. Brie. So Brie, just as you, she was practically day and night at laundry. She didn't really do a very good job out of it, but she's still learning and she didn't find a way. I wish for her she would have found that way at the beginning, but it's good. It's good. She had a hard time with Ellie, gave her a really hard time, but thanks to Captain Sandy and Aisha, she managed to get through the season. So I liked her. She was actually quite fun when she wasn't crying. And that's Gail. Gail, no, we already spoke about her. So these are just a few pictures. So yeah, I hope we're gonna have a reunion. They did some good stuff for customers or guests. I'm just trying to remember. I think um, the best guest they had were the last charter. Actually, we've seen them before. Was that on Down Under? Yes, because Aisha knew them. They were really good fun. I liked the Greek outfits, and it was really fun. So I managed to finish this earlier. I should have done recaps for Below Deck Mediterranean, but like I said, I had to do other things that is going on in my life. It's getting better and I'm going back. So, just quickly, this is Captain Sandy with her girlfriend Liam on the beach where she's proposing here. It was lovely. I thought it was lovely. They're a beautiful couple. Brie at laundry, Joe. They're all hardworking. I don't know. I could work on a boat and living so I'm claustrophobic. So you see, this is a picture of Aisha that everyone likes. She loves, she makes jokes. It's someone you need to have on deck. I mean, on a boat. She's lovely. So that's me done in time, and et voila.